Hi and welcome to another video from me, Christine Climbs. I am super happy that you found this video and my YouTube channel, so thank you so much for watching. Before the main part of this bouldering video starts, I feel that I need to be honest about something that was bothering me both during and after this bouldering workout. And that was that I was left with a feeling of disappointment and embarrassment about myself. And when I went away from the training session, I didn't want to make this video at all because I was so embarrassed about my own climbing abilities during this session. I found myself having a lot of problems completing or even starting some of the V3 boulder problems. And normally I can send V3 boulders in my first or at least second attempts. So this was a really down feeling for me, and I guess I don't want to show everybody how much I was struggling with these so-called easy problems. Anyway, I had all of this video material, so I went home and I started to put everything together. And in my bouldering videos, I like to make these highlight intros. And when I was doing that, I saw that some of the moves that I made during this session were really good and something to be proud about. So I decided to make the video after all, and I hope you will enjoy it and that you will be nice to me in the comments as you always are. The fun thing about today's session is that all of the boulder problems are new because there was a bouldering jam this weekend and I wasn't able to attend it because I had a pretty bad fall last Friday, which broke my ankle. And this is my first bouldering session since the accident. And I'm very glad that my ankle is feeling more or less normal again. I went in with a feeling that I was going to have a lot of fun and maybe completing some hard boulders. So this is the first V3 boulder I tried. It seemed nice when I first watched it, and then I got smacked in my face because I didn't understand how to move from this point to the next. And I fell down. Falling off and finding this problem so complicated didn't give me a very good feeling about myself and my own climbing abilities, so it was kind of a rough start. Here I got some help from Ann-Katrine, which is a very skilled climber that works at Høyt under taket. And she gave me some tips about how to use balance and body positioning when I was trying to work on the boulder. So that was really helpful. So here I was finally finding my way up, and even though I didn't feel very in control or safe, I managed to reach the top. I went over to a slab wall to work on another V3 problem, which looked appealing to me, I guess, and I found the start to be super complicated, and I didn't quite understand which leg to put where or which direction to place my body. So it took a lot of attempts to find out how the start should be. At this point, I see the value in climbing with others because this day I was alone at the gym, and if I had some better climbers or at least some climbers who had done this boulder before, I wouldn't use that much time or energy just fooling around in the beginning of this problem. Everybody keeps saying that it's good to climb with better climbers, but I always feel that if I ask somebody better than me to climb with me, they will be bored and feel that they can't say no, and I will ruin their workout. So that's something that I never actually do. But I know if somebody comes over to me at the gym asking for help or tips about how I climbed a problem, I'm always just happy to help, and I guess most people are feeling the same. After I was able to pass through the start or the crooks, I had to cheat my way over to the next part. And from there, I was able to reach the top, which was a very nice feeling. So now my focus was to remember how I used my feet, because that's something that I often forget, and do the start as controlled and fast as I could, and gain power to jump to that next hold. The move felt quite long and my feet didn't feel too safe, so it took a lot of courage and guts to actually try to push from right to left. But each attempt got better and better, and in the third attempt I was able to reach the hold and stick to it. Working with this boulder, I was also feeling super embarrassed, and I was just happy that nobody was watching me having to work so hard with a V3 problem. But I just need to shake those feelings out of me and try to be less aware about grades and all of those things. This is another slab wall with another V3 problem, where you luckily can use the edge of the wall. Here I use my flexibility in a good way, and I feel that all the yoga and flexibility training pays off when I'm working on this kind of boulders. This was the boulder problem I worked on most. My first feeling was that I wanted to see if I could solve the start different than to jump, which I assumed I had to do. But I got a lot of pelvis pain from doing that first attempt, so I understood that the only way up for me was to jump. And in the next part of the video, you will see me jump like 50 times, and I have also removed maybe half of the jumping attempts, and I am sure that some of you will give me a hard time when it comes to doing so many jumps and having so little time off between. But that is just my kind of style, and it's something that I'm aware of. But it works for me, and I think the only problem is that I can get injured. I am getting better at taking breaks, but normally I'm never resting more than 1 minute. So I guess I still can improve when it comes to resting. So I take the criticism and I agree, but it's both my style and personality you can see in all these attempts, I guess. This is, as mentioned, another V3 problem, and I had to work so hard to even get the first move. As I said, maybe 50 jumps. I tried to do like this paddle movement or coordination move, and I think I can make that work with some more practice. But I winded up sticking the move with both hands, and I was so happy that I was hanging there, not falling down. The next part of the problem was going okay, but then I had some issues with the last move. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a slightly overhanging wall, and it was complicated to move around the corner. A person with a little bit more reach can probably just grab it, but I need to find another way to reach it. The top hold is slopey, but it also has a jug part, but you need to hit it correctly, and that was something I didn't do, and my fingers aren't that strong, so I wasn't able to hang there. I finished the practice on this boulder by climbing up the easy blue problem next to it and just practicing the end move. And with some testing and failing, I finally found a way that worked for me, and I was able to reach the hold, get in control, and stay there. I got some serious flappers during all of those attempts, so I couldn't try the jump any more times, so I wasn't able to put it all together. But I now know that I can do all the jumps, so it's just a matter of time before I can put it all together. At this point of the workout, I am moving over to the V4 problems. And if I had troubles working with the V3s, I can't describe how impossible some of the V4 problems felt. Here I was having a hard time figuring out how to do the start. I think I know how I can do it, but I'm having an injury in my hand, which make it difficult to solve the start without putting more injury to it. So I cheated my way up, and this blue ball with where I have my left leg is so slippery and uncomfortable, but I made the move and I actually got the zone, so that was also something. Here is also a V4 problem that I worked on for a little while. I liked the start and the style, and each attempt got a little bit better. And again, I'm having trouble to understand how to move from the part under the black volume to the last two holds. So again, here I would have benefited from working with some more skilled climbers who could give me some tips and tricks about how to move past the next parts. This is also a V4 boulder, and I was very happy to stick the jump in my first attempt. But I didn't get the placement of the heel hook correct, so I fell down from there. The next attempt got a little bit better. I understood that I could stay in control on the ball at the beginning, and from here work my way up to the next hold. But I was feeling afraid to fall, and injure my ankle again. So I guess that's the reason for the poor attempt of reaching the next hold. Working with this boulder took a lot of power, and I actually did some resting between the attempts at this boulder. Here I'm managing to move a little bit further, but my instinct told me to put my left leg back on the left ball, which again let me go in the wrong direction. And even with some desperate knee climbing, I wasn't able to move further on. I did a last attempt on this boulder, and when I'm watching the video now, I think I have a solution to how I can send the whole thing, and that is to match with the left hand over to the right ball and put my leg to the right ball instead of the left, and then campus or squeeze up to the last hole. So again, if I had worked with other climbers that also had climbed this boulder before or had more experience than me, it would have saved me a lot of energy and time, and I probably would have sent it. So that's something to think about in the future. The workout has now come to an end, and so has this video, and I am so happy that you watched the whole thing, and I hope you liked it. And I will go back, try hard, and just forget about the grades, as I always say, and work with just having fun, playing around, and learning new skills. Have a lovely day or afternoon or night, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.